things that I learned at the club in that short period of time, you know. But yeah, I've said it enough times. I think coming here was a jump, and a big jump at the time, and I certainly felt that pretty quickly. And then I think once you step inside this place as a footballer, then it kind of it turns you, you know. And so pretty much from the first day, walking into the dressing room, meeting the manager, from then on in, that was me.
Michael Carrick didn't walk into Old Trafford with fireworks. He didn't announce a revolution. He didn't promise a rebuild. He didn't even claim he had a philosophy the way modern managers do. But after only a handful of matches, something remarkable happened. Manchester United, a team that had forgotten what structured football even looked like, suddenly began moving with a clarity that felt unfamiliar. The press looked coordinated, the midfield looked purposeful, the attackers were no longer strangers occupying the same postcode, and Carrick said nothing. No bold declarations, no tactical monologues, only a quiet confidence, the confidence of someone who had been waiting years for this moment. And yet, if you actually watch United now, you feel it instantly. Something is shifting, something subtle, something organized, something that almost nobody has fully understood. Today, we are pulling the curtain back because Carrick hasn't just revived a team. He has resurrected a footballing identity that Manchester United abandoned more than a decade ago, and he is rebuilding it through principles that most fans don't even realize he has mastered. For years, the problem with Manchester United wasn't just bad coaches. It wasn't just recruitment. It wasn't just a lack of identity. It was much deeper. United were a team caught in a tactical no man's land, stuck between possession football and transitional football, between pressing and sitting off, between structure and chaos. Every manager tried to fix it by imposing their own identity from the outside. Carrick did the opposite. Instead of forcing United into a system, he built a system that fit United. And at the core of this new United, a principle Carrick learned better than almost anyone in the modern game. Control without rigidity. Structure without predictability. Freedom without chaos. For years, the Pep Klopp era seemed to define modern football. Hyper-structured positional play versus industrial-grade counter-pressing. Carrick came from neither school. He was something else entirely. During his playing career, Carrick was the bridge between Ferguson's instinctive chaos and the emerging world of structured European football. He was the calm inside the storm, the player who made United's transitions make sense. And today, that idea forms the spine of his tactical philosophy. To understand why Carrick's system works, you have to understand what United stopped doing after Ferguson left and what Carrick is quietly restoring. For almost a decade, United were reactive. They waited. They countered. They survived games instead of controlling them. Carrick's first change wasn't what the pundits noticed: the shape, the formation, the lineup. His first change was rhythm. Watch United now. The tempo is controlled. The spacing is intentional. The midfield is synchronized. The defensive line steps with purpose instead of panic. This isn't accidental. This is a direct rejection of the chaos United have lived in since 2013. But here's the twist. Carrick didn't copy Pep's positional play. He didn't copy Klopp's counter-pressing. He didn't copy Arteta's man-oriented rotations. He did something more unusual, something that very few managers even try. He combined 3 different tactical schools into one hybrid system built specifically for United's strengths. And it's working, because nobody else in England is doing anything quite like it. Let's break it down. Carrick's first pillar is structured spontaneity, a concept that came from the later stages of Ferguson's reign. Under Sir Alex, United didn't attack in rigid patterns. They attacked in waves, coordinated chaos, powered by intelligent midfield anchors. Carrick has revived this idea, but modernized it. He gives his forwards rotating freedom after United establish a stable rest defense shape. Only once the structure is set does the chaos begin. This is why United look more fluid in attack, without becoming vulnerable in transition. Where past United teams attacked like a coin toss, Carrick's United attack like a chess combination, controlled, sequential, layered. And this idea becomes even clearer when you look at how he uses his midfield. For years, United's midfield had one fatal flaw: too many players who operated in straight lines. box-to-box runners, chaos actors, dribblers who needed space that never existed. Carrick replaced this with what he calls positional gravity. Watch how the double pivot moves now. It isn't vertical, it's diagonal, it's rotational. It creates passing lanes without losing defensive compactness. This is where you see Carrick the ex-midfielder more than Carrick the manager. His understanding of tempo is elite. His understanding of pressure is elite. And he instructs his midfielders to manipulate pressure instead of avoiding it. When the opposition press, United invite it. Draw the first marker, shift the second, release into the third space. This is the same logic Carrick used as a player identifying the trap before it happens and turning it into an advantage. But the real magic of Carrick's system appears when United don't have the ball. This is the part nobody talks about. This is the system nobody noticed. Carrick's out-of-possession shape is not a standard mid-block or high press. It is a hybrid pressure funnel. Carrick presses the next pass. It's a subtle but revolutionary difference. When you watch United defend now, you'll notice something unusual. They don't chase the ball carrier. They guide him. They manipulate his decision. Carrick's press doesn't aim to win the ball immediately. It aims to force low-quality passes that create automatic transition triggers. And those transitions, the real heart of Carrick ball, are lethal. Because this is the final piece of his blueprint. The part that truly rebuilds Manchester United's identity. Carrick has brought back the one thing United used to do better than everyone. Attacking the moment chaos appears. Not 5 seconds later. Not after a recycle. Not after reorganizing. Carrick understands this better than anyone because he spent a decade feeding those transitions. But now he has modernized them. Today's version isn't just fast, it's synchronized, it's patterned, it's built on predetermined lanes of acceleration, where each attacker knows exactly which zone to attack the moment United win the ball. Nothing about it is random. A team that can build from the back, control the middle, and strike with purpose. But also, a team that is finally playing like Manchester United again. So what exactly is Carrick building? Not a copy of City, not a copy of Arsenal, not a copy of Brighton or Leverkusen or Liverpool. Carrick is building something purely United, something rooted in their history but sharpened for the modern era. A system that blends Ferguson's controlled chaos, the modern trends of pressing funnels, the intelligent rotations of continental football, the midfield mastery Carrick lived and breathed, the vertical brutality United once used to terrify Europe. This is why opponents are struggling to read United right now. The patterns aren't the same as anyone else's. The spacing is unique. The rhythm is unpredictable. And Carrick, quietly, almost invisibly, has done all of this without ego, without noise, without forcing a revolution. Because he isn't here to imitate. He isn't here to copy the modern trends. He's here to rebuild Manchester United. Brick by brick. Principle by principle, idea by idea. And the scariest part for the rest of the Premier League? Carrick has only just started. Fans will talk about signings. They will talk about results. They will talk about moments. But years from now, when people look back at the rebirth of Manchester United, they will realize that the real turning point wasn't a goal, a match, or a superstar transfer. It was the quiet arrival of a manager who understood something everyone else forgot. You don't rebuild Manchester United by copying the modern game. You rebuild Manchester United by evolving it. And for the first time in a decade, United finally look like a team becoming themselves again.